Welcome by For the Passion, Not the Fashion, the YouTube channel. We are here with Tim McMurtrie from M.O.D Classics from New Jersey, right?
Yeah, we're New Jersey.
Well, that's a long way from home for me and a long way for you to here. But we are here on Skype. That's why we have Skype.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, Tim, first of all, what's M.O.D Classics? Please tell us more about it.
Okay, so we originally in 1987, the fourth on USA for M.O.D, we signed with Megaforce Records and formed M.O.D, Method of Destruction. That was Keith Davis, Kenny Balone, myself, and Billy. So USA was the first album, obviously. And then it was Rhythm of Fear in '92. I returned to do with Billy. But so we tried to do a 30-year reunion because the album came out in 1987, the first album. We formed the band in 1987. So in 2017, it was our 30-year reunion. So we tried to do it to no avail. It was a failure. We couldn't get it to happen at all. We tried everything we could, and we couldn't get it to happen. So that's how M.O.D ClassicTK was formed.
Okay, so well, it's very sad that it didn't happen. I saw M.O.D actually around that time, but it was not with you. It was all a cover band with Billy actually.
I mean, a lot of people say that, yeah, because the members are all pretty much guys that I don't know if they even played on any albums. I think the drummer might have played on an album, and he's a nice guy from meeting him years ago. But the other guys, I don't think. Maybe one of the other guys played on a record too with M.O.D. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. People say that because it's just it's just a new group of guys to everybody. Yeah. Plus, I'm not too sure how relevant M.O.D's been in the last 10 or 15 years. It's been kind of the records. I mean, do you know any records?
Yeah, I actually stick on the old ones, to be honest.
That's the thing. I'm saying, I just don't. I don't know how relevant the band has been. And since we didn't get to do the reunion, we were really wow, man, really after all, after being the classic lineup, the original lineup, original rhythm section. Keith couldn't play anymore, so we were going to get Felix Griffin from DRI to do
my buddy.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine too. Yeah. And I saw him at a New York nightclub and asked him if he'd want to do the reunion, and he was like, "Hell yeah!" So, we tried, and because of the failure of getting it to happen, me and Kenny said, "Well, it's not right that we don't get to have any type of a see you later, farewell, bow out, if you will, So we were like, you know what? Let's just do it without the singer.
Yeah.
So, if people remember USA for M.O.D, the first opening line is a bass line. That's Kenny. And the rhythm of that record is me and Kenny. So if you remember the sound of that record, not necessarily the negativity or controversy around the record, the sound, that was me and Kenny's tone together. It was the rhythm section. Well, that's what you're getting now on the new stuff, the new M.O.D ClassicTK. The EP is called Hate, and it's out on my singer's own record label in the United States called Force 5 Records.
Yeah.
So you can get it at www.force5records.com. And you could order it, and he ships to Europe and everything right now. He's actually shipping to Europe because people want it, and they're asking him if he would. He is, but we do want to get a European label distribution out there to represent us.
Yeah.
But we're already working on the next EP. It's actually being tracked right now, and it should be out. We're looking to get it out in 2022, January of 20.
Oh, that's near.
Because this EP's not done yet.
Yeah.
We already put a lyric video out for one of the songs. It's called Hipster Invasion. And we put a regular video, normal video out.
That fits to M.O.D. actually, Hipster Invasion.
Yeah. And then we fit. Well, I actually Googled what a hipster is, because I didn't know what they were. So the definition of what Google tells you what a hipster is actually what we based the lyrics on. We actually
that's good.
We took it word for word from Google. So all we did was just tell everybody.
You recognize them.
We told everyone else who was guessing what hipsters were.
Yeah.
You know, we defined them from Google and put it in a song.
Cool. But now you recognize the hipster type of guy or girl.
Yeah. You know, it's a whole. I guess it's like a cross between a fashion trend and attitude. It's just a little pounding of the chest, if you will, of their expression. Like mine was punk rock. I shaved my head and had a huge mohawk. And then I had a devil lock. As you know, I had the lock in front of my face.
The Misfits like.
Well, we from Lodi. Kenny's from Lodi. We jammed 4 blocks away from where the Misfits jammed. So the area. But anyway, so the other video is for Hate, the title track. That's out right now, and that's getting a huge buzz. You could go check it out on YouTube right now. Just put M.O.D. with ClassicTK attached. The TK stands for Thrash Kings. And Tim and Ken and Thrash Kings. So M.O.D. Classic with a TK attached to Classic. And then it comes up the whole. You can even listen to the whole record free streaming there. Well, it's an EP, 5 songs. But Hate, the video Hate, is on YouTube right now. It's H with a number 8, and that's the title of the EP.
Great. Well, that's the whole story. But I need to know a little bit more. It seems you found musicians from several classic bands. You already talked about that in interviews I saw you on the YouTube.
Yeah.
But including our common friend Felix Griffin. Hi, Felix. I hope you're watching.
Yeah, well, Felix was on the Thrash King. Felix played drums on the first song we released called the Thrash King, and it was the first song. Now, so you can go to YouTube again and go watch that video. It got on Hardcore Worldwide, and I think it has 7,000 views. But Felix killed the drums on that, my bro. So, you know, I mean, me and Felix met when we were both 18 years old. So we know each other since we were kids. Cool. You know, playing this type of thrash music.
But you're actually from the other side of the U.S. You're from New Jersey, and he's from Texas, but moved to California.
Yeah, he's Texas still, though. He's back in Texas.
He's Texas now, back. Yeah. But he lived for a long time in San Francisco. And
he did. You're right. Yeah. So, well, what happened was when we were on tour in 1988, we were on tour with Exodus.
Mm-hmm.
The tour was called the Hate Tank Tour. It was USA for M.O.D. tour. It was me, Keith Davis, and Billy, and the other bass player that filled in for Kenny because Kenny broke his hand.
Yeah.
Don Monty. Yeah, so we were on tour across the United States. And when we hit Texas, all of a sudden I hear a skateboard. I look, and it's Felix. And I'm like, oh, shit, you're Felix from DRI. And he's like, yeah, you're Tim, M.O.D. I was like, yeah, what up, bro? That's it. You know, we were like, I was a huge fan of his, and he was a huge fan of ours. So it was cool.
Yeah, so he's a really cool guy.
We hung out for like 5. He like followed us on the road for like 5 shows after that. So we were hanging out with. I think he was even on our tour bus with us. I don't even remember, but it was wild.
Well, he was there as a fan. He came to your shows, and
he hooked up. But we were fans of his even more. if you look on the first album, you could see my shirt. I got the devil lock and the hat, but you could see the shirt. There's a R in the middle. It's a DRI.
Yeah,
It's a DRI shirt. Yeah, I was a huge fan. Kenny was a big time fan of DRI too. My bass player. That's
me
with
too.
Oh
me too.
yeah. Yeah, they inspired a lot of tattoos, man. The DRI Mosh guy, it's huge, man. I mean, it's a huge symbol in thrash, man. That's what's great.
It's like the new speed metal logo. It's also very big nowadays. The speed metal logo you see very often now, or the New York hardcore logo of
I'm doing the New Jersey hardcore logo. I got a logo that's over 36 years old, so I'm doing that too. And this is my clothesline. They call me the Riff Master, so I made a clothes called Riffwear. This is my hat.
I saw a lot of kids posing with that hat and the merch, but is it easy? Well, I go skip a few questions and go ask here. Where can they buy this great merchandise? How can they order it?
You can go in Europe. It's hard right now, obviously. Like if you're willing to pay for the shipping, I could find out how much the shipping is, but it's very expensive. It's probably more than the product. But
and then you have this border cost. You pay like 50 euros or 100 euros, like about $60 border costs.
Yeah. So the thing is it's better if you're gonna order something from me in Europe. You're better off to not just order one item. You should order like several. You know. So I have this hat. I have the shirt that goes with it, and I have the New Jersey hardcore merchandise, and I have the old records that I was on. I have other bands that I was on: Full Scale Riot, Rhythm Trip, which toured Europe with Propane and Marauder. A lot of people remember me from Rhythm Trip. So I have other product you could buy from me. So just hit me up on Facebook, Tim McMurtrie. I pop up pretty quick, so you'll find me. Original guitarist of M.O.D.
Okay, and but I thought I asked you before, but about this classic, all these classic musicians you found for M.O.D. Classic.
Yeah. I'll tell you who. So we got James DeMaria on drums on this new EP. He killed it. So if you know who Heathen is,
yeah,
and you know who Toxic is,
of course,
thrash bands he plays in. So
Josh, they come from New Jersey, right? Toxic.
Toxic. Some guys I think are from there. I don't know if all of them are.
Josh is from New Jersey, actually.
Yeah, and then Heathen. Those guys. Actually, we were friends with Heathen. Even back when Felix met me, I met them on that same tour, and we actually played a few shows together. So some of the original members of Heathen are still obviously in the band with James now, which is really cool. And what's better than having true thrash legendary guys, playing with you? James is an incredible drummer, so he wouldn't be in bands like that if he wasn't incredible. So,
cool.
Yeah, and then the singer now.
Yeah,
he's the new guy. So Donnie is a hard. Don't make no mistake about Donnie. Donnie, the DRP Polinsky, is from the Midwest, and he has his own label, and he has signed to it the New York hardcore legend Danny Diablo, who plays in the hardcore bands Crown of Thorns and Scarhead, two very prominent, bands that are beloved by the scene. And so he signed Danny Diablo. He's very tight with Danny. So are we. I've known Danny a long time. Lord Isaac. And, Donnie's played in a band called Soar and Prime 55, two bands that he had a shredding vocal. And I said, man, this kid, he approached me, because he heard we were looking for singers. And I knew that he was affiliated with people I'm friends with. So I took it serious and I listened to him, and I was like, wow, this kid he's young. He can
How old is he?
He can move around on the stage good, and He got a sick vocal. He's got high energy. I said, man, we're old guys, man. Me and Kenny
How
are
old
old.
is this guy?
He's Donnie's got to be. I think Donnie's still in his 30s, late, like maybe mid to late 30s. I really don't know. That's a good question, but I know he's. Yeah, it's crazy. As soon as we met Donnie, we went right to work, and I don't think he knows how old I am either. But I'm sure he guesses that me and Kenny are in our 50s. So, but he's the young guy. He's the young guy. We call him the Don. You know, like the Godfather. He's the Don.
Cool.
And he kills it. So we're just so happy to play with him. And he really did an unbelievable job on this record. And all the reviews and all the press so far, everybody's like, wow. They're like, you know, they're even calling it, like, they're saying a lot of quotes that are reflecting back to what we did with M.O.D. And they're pitching it as, wow, this is just, it's everything that you would want from a thrash classic guys like Tim and Ken. This is what you would want to hear. And I told everybody that if you liked USA for M.O.D., if you know the heaviness of it, not necessarily the controversy of it, the heaviness of it. If you liked Rhythm of Fear, I wrote 95% music and lyrics, that whole record. So if you like that M.O.D. sound that was in that, this is what we're bringing. But even more, I think as we got older, we got more thrashier than ever. It's heavier than to us. It's the heaviest and fastest stuff we've ever played. So, you know, there's still short songs. There's still fast and speedy riffs. There's big mosh parts, and there's beat down parts, breakdowns. So it's everything that you're looking for if you're a true fan of thrash with me and Kenny, and you're going to have that crunch and that big bass tone that is missing and lacking in a lot of other records out there through what that name has done. You're gonna notice the sound right away. You're gonna notice it.
And you also invited a hip hop guy in the band, right?
Well, Donnie does hip hop too.
Yeah.
Danny Diablo is a hip hop artist. So Danny Diablo, you check him out. He's a hip hop artist. So him and Donnie, actually, they have a video together that's coming out today. It's dropping. It's dropping today. Because they were on the West Coast, and they were hanging out on the West Coast with Suburban Noise Records, the artist from Suburban Noise Records, and them, and they had a big show in L.A. So Danny Diablo's backup vocalist on some of the shows, besides being his label.
Yeah.
So Donnie is very much involved with Danny. So the new video drops today. So look out for that, everybody. And Donnie can spit. So can I. If you remember Rhythm Trip, not only did I write the music for that and produce that, but I also spit. I rhyme too.
It makes so it makes a really original sound with in the classic vein. That's what we can expect.
Well, it's thrash. Don't make no mistake. If you like thrash, then make no mistake. This is a thrash EP. Hate. It's called Hate M.O.D. ClassicTK. Don't make any mistake about it. And the next one is going to come out in January 2022. That features Walt Monster Ryan on drums. Walt Monster Ryan. He played with Madball. He played with Marauder. He played with DRI. He played with Monster Magnet and many other bands. He's a very versatile and brutal drummer, and we're blessed to have him on the second EP. We also got Danny Diablo on a track too, and we also got Dirty Walt from Fishbone on a track.
It's a 90s, more like a 90s band, is a Fishbone. I know it, but it's not hardcore, not hardcore trash.
No, well, Fishbone played with the Beastie Boys in the beginning, the very beginning of
Yeah?
yeah.
I
That's
didn't know
how
it
long
was so...
they
Really?
go back. Yeah, they go back quite a ways. They got a very big history. So
Oh,
Dirty Walt is on a track, and also on the same track with Dirty Walt and Monster on drums is Larry, the Hunter, who plays with Murphy's Law. He plays with, right now, Kings Never Dies, the band he's in right now. They're really going up in Europe, from what I understand. They're doing well out there with their music, which is the Dan Nastasi from Doggy Dog is in that band with Larry.
oh.
Larry also plays with Stigma in his band, Vinny Stigma.
Ah, finished that for Agnostic Front.
Yeah, he's the
Oh,
guitarist in Stigma's band too, as
cool.
well. And then he plays in Sub Zero, another New York hardcore band called Sub Zero. So that's who's on that track. And then we have a special guest appearance on this EP by a huge rapper.
Yeah, that's what I meant, actually.
That guy, yeah, I can't give you the name yet, so just stay tuned. Put it this way: you can guess. I'll give you a little guess, a hint.
I think I know.
His crew is a letter of the alphabet. Is very popular with his crew. Okay.
I know. We talk.
Okay.
I know. It's okay. Cool.
Okay.
Let people guess. Let people guess.
Yeah, and just know this though: that what our plan is to put out 5 EPs with 5 different drummers. So within the next like 3 years, so you're gonna just keep seeing us, no matter what. We're not stopping. We started up the tank and we're running over everybody. We don't care. We're just plowing through everything. So whether you like it or not, you're gonna see us and hear about us. That's it. Maybe 2022 will come on the road.
Oh, that's also in my questions.
We hope COVID is over.
I hope so too. Did Billy already noticed about your existing of the band?
You'd have to ask him. No
Okay,
idea.
okay.
No clue, bro.
Okay. Anyway, about what about the lyrical content in the songs? What can you tell us about that?
I mean, it's plain and clear to hear. If you pick it up, you'll be able to hear everything. There's there's nothing controversial at all because we didn't have anything to do with a lot of that controversy. A lot of that was through lyrics that I guess SOD had Speak English or Die.
Yeah.
M.O.D had songs. Listen, they're classic albums. People get mad at them or they don't. Whatever the case is. Back in those days, comedians were saying the same shit. George Carlin, Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Sam Kinison, they all say, they said a lot of things that nowadays you can't say.
No, true.
Okay? So, like, it is what it is. But we were in the band, yeah, and there was controversial lyrics, but most of those controversial lyrics did not come from me or Kenny. So.
Okay. The bell.
So if you're expecting that, you gotta get away from us. It's not us.
Okay, cool. No, but I'm not shocked so easily. So, but I really want the records, but that's what I want to tell you in this. We already spoke about it on the messenger. It seems you're still searching for that good European or Asian distribution deal, right?
Yeah, I mean, we need distribution in the whole entire world. So yeah, I mean, we're welcoming anybody to come forward and try to find us. So you can get me directly on my email.
Yeah.
And it's Trip Squad -tim@hotmail.com. So it's TRIPSQUAD -tim@hotmail.com. or you can, like you can get a hold of me through the album. Find the CD. There's contact information right on the CD. M.O.D. ClassicTK. The new album's called Hate. Grab a copy of the CD, or you can look it up online. I'm sure the images are online. You can find me on Facebook, obviously, Tim McMurtrie, or you can find me on Instagram at TSP Tim.
Enough places where they can find you, I think. If they
Yeah.
really want, they can find you.
Yeah, listen, even on Instagram, it's MOD _ClassicTK.
Cool. Well, I already spoke to some friends here, and I already was thinking about doing it myself, but we are a little bit, maybe too little. But I can, of course, I will see around, and if I know someone, I will tell you, of course. That's
Much respect, Marco. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Finally got to get the interview going, and
yeah.
let me know when you have a link for it. I will repost it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it will be at the end of next week, because we need to edit the video with logos and music and stuff. So I want to ask you after this interview to send me the right music you want into the interview, what you want in the beginning and the end. So after the interview, I want to ask you.
You can put anything you want off the new record. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Or anything you want off of Rhythm of Fear. Maybe Objection, Dead End, off Rhythm of Fear, Dead End. Anything you want, though. Override, Negative. I wrote that record, so whatever you want on there, or whatever you want on USA for MOD, I would pick one of the songs we wrote. So maybe Captain Crunch or Thrashed.
Send it to me after the interview, and then we make it happen, and then I will edit it, and then about next week or something I try to put it online.
I'll give you the list of the songs, and you just find it online. You'll find them on.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Excellent.
And
take care.
Oh no, it's not ready yet.
Oh, okay. I think you were ready.
Okay. Okay. What can we expect considering live shows and festivals in the near future?
Well, we got to find a booking agent in Europe too. So, that goes kind of hand in hand. If we get a deal out there with somebody, we would like to have the right booking agent book us.
I know some, but I will ask them if they are interested. I know some bookers.
Also, just so you know, here's a little thing we're starting to talk about. So we already see like what the reaction is so far with what we're doing, and it's been nothing but positive. And so the fans are hitting us up like crazy. A lot of older guys and younger too. So we already got, we're getting such a great vibe off of everything. But our big thing is, me and Ken have always said that we feel like the 3 letters MOD.
Yeah.
We feel like we don't need the attachment no more. So we feel like after this next EP, and we're probably going to revert back to the original. We're definitely going to revert back to the original name of the band, because the whole band was formed without, before Billy came. When Billy came to meet us, we had the whole band already, and we had half the songs written for their album. They were our songs, and the band was called Angry Corpses. So that's the name of the band, Angry Corpses. So we feel like even being affiliated with the 3 letters anymore, it doesn't really make a difference no more. People see that we're here. They don't care. They don't care. We could call ourselves the shit balls, and they'd still buy it or still want to know what we're doing. Yeah. So we realized, you know what? Why have that dark, negative energy? We don't want any of that shit anymore. We don't need it. We're grown men, and we feel like it's more of a stain on our legacy. We don't even want to be attached to it much anymore.
Well, now because we already did all the questions,
You're the
What?
first guy. You're the first guy to hear that.
Oh, okay, that's an honor. And the viewers who watch my channel, they are the first one who sees this news.
Yeah, we just feel like we don't need to have it anymore.
No,
Our music is
have to
strong enough.
speak.
We don't need it.
The music have to speak.
The music's speaking for itself. Yes, sir.
I have a very last question for you.
Sure.
Not a question, actually. I want to ask you to end the interview, uh, to say whatever you want and to add to the to my interview. And what do you want to tell to all the viewers of my channel?
I mean, I appreciate the opportunity to get out on here and talk to the European crowd that follows you, because, and all over the world, because you know, we want them to know that we exist. And right now, that is an area that doesn't really know that Tim McMurtrie and Kenny Balone, the original rhythm section of M.O.D, are actually together and putting out music. Well, we are, and the music is getting such praise from the thrash underground scene. So we need the thrash underground scene to get behind us and hear it, because once you hear it, you're not gonna you're gonna just want to help push and promote it. I know you will, because it's everything that you want to hear from thrash. We got we got all the ingredients.
Well, I love thrash, but I also always love crossover because I always like this hardcore touch, and
Well,
also
that's what
and
it is.
a little bit of hip hop in it. It can be cool, very cool. I always love it when I love bands like NWA, Public Enemy. You know, this old school hip hop is all great. So
I'm friends with Chuck D. So
Chuck D from Public Enemy. Yeah, cool.
A few times. But also, I forgot to mention, you know who else is on this new record is Michael J. Romeo from Symphony X does a lead on Hipster Invasion.
Whoa, that would be a very complex riff, because he's from the...
Unbelievable. Wait till you listen to Hipster Invasion. The lead is from Michael J. Romeo. He's the top 100 guitar players in the world.
Yeah, it's a very virtuous guitar players. Symphony X is more like this, this technical heavy metal.
Unbelievable guitars. So he did a lead on Hipster Invasion, and then Mark Rizzo, who is my brother, he's a very good friend of mine. Mark Rizzo, who's no longer with Soulfly, as everybody knows, he did a lead on the song No, which is, you said crossover. The song No is very hardcore and crossover.
Ah, nice.
I just made a skateboard deck for that song.
Ah, cool. Well, we all did skateboarding back in the day, right?
Yeah, well, now you could hang it on your wall. It's artwork. So the ones that I'm making, a lot of people are using them for hanger decks. So eventually you'll be able to purchase those decks too. I'll have them.
I gave my old one to my niece, so she have an 87 classic vintage skateboard. And she's 3 year old, but she always want to have skateboard. So I gave her to her, and I said, when she don't need it anymore, I have to give it back to me. So
you wait until she gets a little bigger.
Yeah, but she wear the fans and everything, and she love it. So and she's 3 year old, so yeah, it's cool.
So smart today. They're way more advanced than we ever were because of these cell phones.
Yeah,
it's good and bad sometimes.
I have nearly no pictures from my youth because my mom and dad had no money to put the photo rolls. Every time it's too expensive. We cannot make pictures all the time.
The good thing about having the phones is you can save memories as long as you print them, because one day if the phone ever goes away, you're not gonna have.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, Tim, thank you very much for your time and your open conversation with us. And we really stay tuned, and we really keep an eye on you. We spoke already about the shows you're gonna do in Chicago. Probably not gonna happen the moment.
No. We postponed everything till 2022 to see. We're not even booking anything in 2022. We're waiting. We're going to put music out right now.
Yeah.
So just get ready for the music and get ready because there's 2 more videos coming too. So we got the lyric video for Hipster Invasion. We got the regular video for Hate. But we have a cartoon video for PAB, the song PAB, which is Punk Ass Bitch.
Not the fashion.
There you go. That's the name of the next one. Thank you for having me, man. It's been awesome.
Yeah, thank you very much too. And I hope to see you in Europe or the US. I go in 2022. I go to the US. So maybe we meet over there. If not, we meet in Europe.
We're going to meet somewhere. Don't worry about it.
Somewhere, somehow. Prost.
Salute.
Salut. Ciao.
Ciao.
All you do is say you can't communicate.